Hi, I'm Curt Sandvig with Red Carpet Report, coming to you from beautiful downtown Burbank at the 41st Annual Saturn Awards. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's really nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you. How did you know it was me?
Apart from the pin, we just kind of recognized you too. So you got the big project coming out. Or you're trying to get the big project coming out. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to get this project in gear and get it in motion?
Okay. We're making a documentary about Mr. Spock and about my dad, Leonard Nimoy, and it was an idea I came up with my dad last year before he passed away. We are now looking for funding on Kickstarter. We have a campaign going, which we're winding down with, and looking for people to get onto that.
That I've pledged to.
Oh, thank you so much. So we need the fans to really help support us to get to our goal of $600,000 before next Wednesday. We're pretty close.
I was going to say, where are we at?
Yeah, we're about at 480 right now. So we're on track to make it, but we need people to really come out and support us from the Trek community.
There's a photo going on with you and your dad on the set of Star Trek, and you had the Vulcan ears on, and I got to say, it's one of my favorite photos of you. Do you have a lot of memories from that time?
I do, and in fact, this is my sister Julie. So.
Oh, hi, very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you as well.
Well, we have a lot of memories together. Yeah, we have a lot. I mean, a lot happened to us in the 60s when Star Trek took off and Dad became popular, so it changed our lives quite. Wouldn't you say it changed our lives?
Oh, absolutely it did.
Yeah, we started getting like fan mail to the house in sacks of mail.
Really?
Yeah, we couldn't go out to have a dinner at a restaurant without the fans lining up at the table.
Was that kind of hard for you as a kid to be like, hey, I just want to be with my dad?
Yeah, it was very hard, wasn't it? Was it hard for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was difficult because we thought, sometimes we thought that there'd be one or two fans that would come up and they get an autograph and then go away, but then more people just kept on coming. It kind of like inspired the whole restaurant to show up and wait in line at the table. So it was complicated for us in the beginning to adjust to that new life.
Were you angry at the whole Hollywood scene because of it, or did you just kind of understand like, oh, it's just Dad's job?
Yeah, we understood that, but we were young. I was 10, Julie was 11, 12. So it was a little difficult to adjust to it. It wasn't that we were mad at the fans or mad about the show. It was just that we were a little frustrated that we didn't have our dad around as much as we used to.
Oh, sure. And then right after Star Trek, he did one of my favorite shows, In Search Of, which I still think like they keep trying to duplicate it, and I don't think it'll ever be duplicated without your dad.
Yeah, In Search Of was a big show for him and something that was really challenging for him. And my dad had a very fine mind for a man who had so little formal education. So when he could do all this exploration stuff and learn about different civilizations and whatnot on In Search Of, it was something that kept him interested in what he was doing.
I was just going to ask that, was he interested in the content at all, or was it just a job?
No, I think a lot. I mean, some of those shows, I think, were placebo, I would say. They were filler.
Sure.
But some of them were really interesting and challenging. And in fact, he did it In Search Of Vincent van Gogh. Wasn't that right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was doing this one-man play about Vincent's
Oh, that's right.
brother. Right. So we went to Europe following in the footsteps of Vincent, and that was all for In Search Of, and that was a pretty exciting show.
Oh, like I said, it's one of my favorite shows. I have them all still on DVD, and I learned so much as a kid from those when a lot of people think just I know about Bigfoot and UFOs, but you're right, there was a lot of historical content there as well. Right. So is this kind of, well, it must be bittersweet for you to be doing this documentary without him. How much footage or how much participation did he have towards the end?
Well, we didn't get to film him, unfortunately. We were planning on doing that, but then his health declined very quickly, surprising everybody in the family, frankly. But I had a number of discussions with him about how this film should be laid out, what the outline for the film would be, what kind of issues about Spock we would be talking about. And we have a lot of footage of him from interviews on other shows, on Star Trek conventions. We have a lot of stuff of him on film, and we have his 2 biographies. So a lot of his voice is going to still be in the film. But we have just a lot of material to work with because of clips of Spock, clips of Dad in other roles. We have interviews with the Star Trek cast that we did last week with Bill Shatner, George Takei, and Walter Koenig.
Oh, excellent.
So we have a lot to go with, yeah.
Now, did he think there was going to be any interest in it, or was he just like, why are you making this movie about me?
No, he thought there might be some interest for the fans might be interested in this because we were making it to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the series.
And it was a different side of him, too.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to make a definitive documentary about Mr. Spock so that anybody who knew who Spock was but didn't really know the show or the movies or the series could get a quick education on what it's all about and why his legacy has continued to live on for 50 years.
Did either of you learn something while you're trying to make this project?
Well, yeah,
it's his project.
Yeah, Julie's just
I'm his
No,
support
but
system.
you did you learn anything also? I mean, you can answer it, sure.
She will. When I get finished with the film, she's going to learn a few things about Leonard. I interviewed Julie, and we got some very great stuff from her. Well, there's two things that really came out recently that is of interest to me, and number one is that we've had such a struggle trying to get the fan base energized to come to the Kickstarter page and support the project.
That amazes me.
It is amazing to me.
They're the most diehard fans.
I know, but we've only got we're just under 7,000 supporters, which is amazing because there's 5-10 million fans around the world. That's been a challenge for us, but we're going to make our goal. And so the issue for us was how to get the word out to these fans, because a lot of these people don't really know about social media and they don't know what's going on with Kickstarter.
Oh, sure, that's true.
But the second thing that was really interesting to me was the extent. I interviewed Bill Shatner, and he really loved my dad, and I had no idea how much he was willing to be involved with me on this project, but he has supported me, he has tweeted for me, he has signed autographs for me to give away as rewards on Kickstarter. He gave me an incredible interview last week about his love for my dad. So that was the other major surprise.
He has been really vocal on Twitter, and I'm so glad to hear that because of the controversies and all that stuff that I don't believe. You could tell there was genuine love between them.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for both of you for talking with me. I really do appreciate it. It's an honor to meet both of you. Thank you
for calling us over. Thank you so much. Take care. Well, right now, today, my favorite episode is This Side of Paradise, because that's the episode where Spock falls in love with Layla. And Layla is so beautifully played by Jill Ireland, who is a wonderful actress. And it's a real strong, powerful love story. And I just think that right now, that episode is just, I watch it over and over, and I get emotional at the end. I got to be honest with you, when their great love cannot last.
Yeah.
So, it changes. There are others, but right now, that's my focus, This Side of Paradise.
Good answer. Thank you again.
Take care, you guys. Thank you.